before. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to explain it again. All right. So first of all, I need to explain how the internet works, and I'm going to be using Paint. Yeah, I just want to paint like a scenario. All right. So first of all, as a developer, let me remove developer. As a user, as a website user, this is what happens. So this is you as a user, isn't it? Right? Then you probably log on to a website. Let me use different system. This is a website, right? Now you want to search for facebook.com. What happens? Not the website. You log into a browser, you open the browser. So let's say you open Chrome, isn't it? Now you log on to what? You say you want to open facebook.com. What happens? If you search for facebook.com, right? You search for Facebook on the browser. Browser automatically sends a request to where? The server. That, oh, I need you to what? Get facebook.com for me. Sorry. I need to get facebook.com for me. So it sends it what? To the server. You say? Server. Let me explain something again. Now, this is you right here. This is the server. There's always a server for every website, for every application. Now, the server is like your backend or your storage or things that probably control your website. You understand? So, if you are searching for facebook.com, there will always be like a server whereby the request is going to. So again, like I said, your web development, everything about programming is request and response. So you're sending a request to the server and it is responding with what? With the details. You understand? That is why you have your browser. So you say, okay, search for facebook.com for me. It automatically goes to the server to fetch facebook.com and brings it back to the front end. That's the user. You understand it now? So again, let me explain it again. So you have your what? This is the user and this is your browser, isn't it? So you send a request to the browser. Okay, I need it to what? To get facebook.com for me. Now, this ordinary you saying facebook.com here. So if I say facebook.com, this is what? A request. I want you to what? Fetch facebook.com for me. That's why it first of all goes to where? To the server, right? Well, that distance is too long. To the server to help you fetch it for you. You understand? Now, the server will now return a particular what? Response back to the browser and then to you that is now the user. You understand it now? That's how it is. So this one right here is your what? Is your request. This one right here is your request. Then this right here is your what? Is your response. You understand? That's how it works. Request and response. You've read about it in backend, right? Good. That's how it is. Every single thing in programming is request and response. So you are requesting something for the server, then a response is going to be given back to you as your answer. You understand it now? Now, why am I explaining this? I'm explaining this because of your facebook.com. Now, you go ahead and you're writing facebook.com. But in the real sense, if you open up your live server, what do you see in your browser here? So let me open up my live server now. And please, you really want to tell me what you see. Now, what exactly do you see here? /blog.html. Good. What do you see here? Now, ignore everything after this, please. Just from here to here. What do you see? Yes. Now, that brings me to my next topic. There's something you call hosting, right? You have local host and then you have what? Hosting, like a normal web hosting. This right here is your local host. This right here is your local host. This is like your local host whereby your project is hosted on locally. So if something is local, that means it is only applicable to you. It's only visible to you, rather. You understand? Because it is local, only visible to you on your computer. That is why it's possible for me to have 127.0.0.1, then colon 5501. on my own system. And yet you also have the same thing, but it is not clashing. Why? It is local. You understand it now? So, but in this place, you have what? Vercel.com, meaning it's a global host. Now, every single project first has a what? A local host. Now, this is how it now works. I'm going to clear this. This is how it works. This is your local host. This is your project, right? Your local host. So you just have a particular local host whereby you are just, viewing your project and all. Now, for somebody that is in UK to view your project, so let's say this person is in UK to view your project, you have to first of all upload your project to where? To one hosting service, right? Then the hosting service is not going to what? Assign you a domain. So what is now a domain? A domain is a name given to a particular website to identify that website. That's why you have facebook.com. Facebook.com is a what? It's a domain. Do you understand what I just said? I'm going to explain it again. So like I said you want to first of all, like, this is your website. Your website has what? This local host here. That's only applicable to you. For someone that is far away from you or even closer to you, okay, let's say you want to actually have access to what I've built. How will you have access to it? First of all, I need to upload my website to a hosting service. You understand? So after uploading it to them, they will now give me, right? Or they will tell me, okay, choose a domain name. A domain name is like what? The website, the name that's what you want people to use in accessing your website. That is why when you use facebook.com, what happens? It gets accessible everywhere, locally and even globally. You understand? So if I now choose a particular name, let's say I choose what? techedu.com as my domain name. This person right here can now have access to my website using this name. You understand it now? So it gets uploaded, then the local host right here gets converted to what? This particular domain name. So they can now access it here with this particular domain name. Now that's what happened. Now, if you come back to Vercel.com now, so let me just go back. If you come back to Vercel.com now, you have this. So let's say you have your first Tech Edu project. If I import this right now, as you can see, you should see some other, so you can give your project any name. So first Tech Edu project. So let's just give it this, or let us say, okay, let's just leave it. Now, can you see deploy? If you click on deploy, what happens? Your project automatically gets deployed. Now, I just want you to notice something. So let's just wait for it to finish deploying. Now, good. Now, once it's done deploying, as you can see, this is the project that I worked on, isn't it? It is even showing. So once it is done deploying, and if I continue to my dashboard, I can now check my domain. So can you see domains? Can you see domain? What do you see here? First techeduprojects.vercel.app. Now, anybody can now access this particular website using that link. So if I've opened it, as you can see, you can now access what we've built with this link. First what? Good. Now that's a good question. But do you understand this up to this point? Is it clear? Good. Now, to explain what you just said, domains are unique. Now I'm going to explain it. What do I mean by unique? I cannot build a website now and say I want to name it facebook.com. Is it possible? No. Why? Facebook.com already exists. It's just like saying that, okay, somebody already has this name. You cannot give someone else that same name. You understand it now? So, which means that if I come to my domains and I want to change this first TechEdu project to firstproject.vercel.app, what is going to happen? So let me just show you. So first project, right? If I try to save, what will it tell me? So permanently delete and replace it. Good. And replace it with first project. Now, what is it saying? Cannot add first project.vercel.app since it's already assigned to another project. Meaning that somebody has this particular app built already. So then let us check what this app is about. So let us check what the person did. That wasn't me, somebody else. So as you can see, now this was what the person built. Let me leave this side before What they have, man. Okay, so I don't know who built it, so let me leave it aside. So now that is basically what the person worked on. The person worked on what? I don't know. It's not even well explanatory, but yeah, that's what they worked on. Now, as you can see, I cannot use this domain. Why? It has already been assigned to somebody else. Is it clear to you now? Yeah, just copy the link. It's just the link. Yeah. So that means we have to stick with this one, or we have to keep looking for a name that has not been taken. Now, good getting to that point now. That means now you can remove this .vercel.app, right, and change it to .com, but you have to pay for it. That is why I said we are going to be using Vercel and not Hostinga. Vercel is like, you can host for free, but this is not a subdomain. A subdomain is a domain that is not owned by you. So you're actually using somebody else's domain to host your own website. That's a subdomain. So this is a subdomain. Your domain is not the one that you now buy with your own money. You get. Then some domains are probably like $5 for a year.
Yes, $5.
Yes.
It's cheap, though.
It's cheap. So no, with how much? 150K. Yes, now of course that's it. Now some domains are what the person build you for is not domain, it's hosting. So you can have hosting for even about $300. Let me explain it again. What the person built you for 50K for was not just domain. You understand? There's some domains that are very expensive. Now let me show you what I'm trying to say. So if you go to Hostinga now, Hostinga. So if you use Hostinga now, so let us check. Let's check pricing. I want you to see it yourself. So let's check pricing. So if you check Hostinga pricing now, what are you seeing here? You have $3.29 per month. So if you multiply this 3.29 per month, what are you getting? Times 12, because you pay yearly. Times 12. That's about let's just shoot. I don't know. 3.29 times 12. So that's like how much? Like let's just say $40 per year. Yours now is even small. Now check the renewal rate. Renewal rate is what? Approximately $14 per year. So let's check $14 per year. So 14 times 12. That's how many? $168. You understand it now? So you understand why it's so the person even try 450K is still what kind of website is it? Okay. Continue.
What the person
No. The person I don't know his rate. I don't know the person's rate. So I don't know the person's rate. I don't know the person's rate. Sure, you understand? Projects differ. So sometimes you can charge ridiculous high amount of money. Sometimes you can charge low amount of money depending on what you want, on what the project is. So if for instance, if you are working on an e-commerce website and you are charging 1K, 2K, 3K, that's fair. Or 4K or 5K. Yeah, it's actually fair. So that's actually still fair. You understand? It looks like you want to loot the one actually have. Okay. Now again, it depends on there's some jobs I cannot do because I know that it's going to be relatively low. So because you know that okay, you cannot do it. So for instance, building someone's portfolio website, you cannot it will be low. You understand? And people will not want to pay. So you just need projects like that. Some projects are very high demand. So for instance, you want to build a chat application for somebody, an application that involves end-to-end communication. So you want to be chatting on your application. So for instance, so you're actually chatting, making consultation with somebody. That's a very, very high demand application that you want to charge more money for. Now it depends on it. Now once you start getting gigs, you know that some projects you probably not worked on it before. So you want to like calm down first and make your research before billing. So you don't just go ahead and start billing people. You understand? So that's it. So as you can see right here, you have cloud startup. You have that's 7.5, approximately $7.5 per month. To renew, that's how many? $20 per month. So it depends on the website that you're building. To start, like it's not your rent that you have to pay more. You understand? When you are trying to like move in, you have to first of all pay a particular. This is like a discounted price. Also, currently 73% off. Yes, you pay a discounted price of $7.5. To renew, you have to renew it for $20 per month. So that's why if you are trying to like charge a client that okay, this is what you are paying for your first year, subsequently it is going to be more. So you have to have like a communication with whoever is you are helping. Okay, you have a question. So you switch. You can switch hosting. You still have to all your website, all your work is on a particular hosting service. So you have to switch, you have to point to another server. That's like a different what's the name? Different game entirely. You understand? So but for now, to use your hosting, you choose your plan. After choosing your plan, you pay for it. So now some hosting service they give you free domain once you like paid for it. So let's check it out. So let's just check I don't think this plan has a free domain. Now, can you see free domain for a year? You understand? Some certain domains will probably give you free domain for a year. Some will not give you, depending on the amount you are paying. But I think this particular one that is coming with $7.49 has a free domain already. You understand? Yeah, people want to make money from it. So people actually they will create the domain names for you. So that's their job, hosting services. So you have to buy the domain from them. You understand? So they will create it for you, and you use your Vercel.app. Vercel.app for people to see for one project. One project should have one domain. Of course, I can have several domains now. It's still Facebook that has Facebook.com, Instagram.com, WhatsApp.com. You understand? Those are three domains, isn't it? For one company. So you can have multiple domains depending on the amount of projects you are creating. So if you are creating 50 projects, you can have 50 domains. If you have the money, you can buy. That's it. Yes, hosting. Now the thing is that you can have my own personal hosting service. Yes, now let me just show you what I'm trying to say now. So let's go to hosting. Let me go to my account. What's the question? What's the question? I probably did not even hear it. What's the question? Okay, what's the question? Have you forgotten it? Okay, just a moment. Now, is it different hosting app, you mean, or hosting services? Is it apps you're talking about or services? Okay, different. Now, hosting services, right? You can have multiple hosting services. You can have one hosting service, depending on what you want. So, for instance, now let me just show you my own personal hosting. Now, there is this particular hosting that I have. Let me just show you what I'm saying. So now, as you can see, how many domains do I have here? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is how many? 5. On how many hosting? 1. And what's the hosting service? Hostinger. Now I can now buy multiple hosting plans on Hostinger. You understand? This is just one hosting plan. You understand? So you can have multiple plans depending on what you want. So, like I showed you here, let me show you what I'm saying. Hostinger pricing. Now, like I showed you here, right? It's not here again. Okay, pricing. Like I showed you here, you have different plans. This is one plan, this is one plan, this is one plan. So maybe a particular project you're working on doesn't require too much space maybe just like you just probably have to work on a little bit of project, maybe a landing page or just a small project. You can just choose this small plan that is here, $3 or approximately $2.5 per month. Just choose it and you can use it. Or you can choose one. Now you can have multiple plans depending on what you want. But me, I have just one plan activated now. How many websites you have here? 5. Okay, actually, this is even a mail. It's a mail. So if you check your websites now, you should see several websites. So let me check website list now. Now, as you can see, you have what this, which is basically from this is HTML this thing now. So you have a WordPress website here also. Then you also have what this. Now, these ones are not. These are what? These are examples of what I explained you just now. Subdomains. Why are they subdomains? See the name .hostinger.com. This one is a what? A domain. Why? This is what thiefaway custom.com. You understand? .com meaning that I am the owner. You understand? But this one right now is what? .preview, .builder-preview.com, meaning that it is a what? It's a subdomain. You understand? So if you click on it now, it opens it up. If you also click on this, you also what? Opens it up. Okay. This is still an NDA. Let me just. The subdomain is saying that you are not the owner of the domain. That's just it. You've not paid for the domain. This one right here now, I have not paid for the domain. What's your question? Yes, you can upload it. In fact, I can send you the link now. You can still see it to work, but I cannot send it because I cannot share it right now. I cannot disclose it. So now, if I send you all of these ones right here, it will work. Even subdomains will work. You understand? But it's just saying that you are not the owner of the domain. The owner of the domain can say that it's not giving you again because you've not paid for it. Like you can just even lock it. It's not. You understand? If you pay for a month, you have it works for a month. You understand? After that 1 month, they're going to like you'll collect it back until you renew again. So you have to keep paying until you renew. Yearly. Some is yearly, some is monthly. Yes, you have to. That is why you always have to have. That's why you have to always have. You guys are focused on the money. Let me stop recording.
And the person's website.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Stop working because you don't